Hi guys, Peter here, and I made this video as I was changing the front suspension on both sides of my Audi TT Mark II, and I just want to apologize for the low quality of the video and the sound because I was working in a workshop where I had to rent a place where I could work, so I couldn't think about the camera and about what I was doing at the same time, so sometimes the video doesn't look as good, but I think it's going to help you in case you want to change anything from brakes, calipers, wheel bearings, ABS sensor, or want to lower your car, add another springs or stuff like that. So yeah, basically I just filmed one side, I filmed the right hand side, and the only difference that you will have on this side is that the brake pads have extra connector for the sensor that measures how if the brake pads are worn out. And on this plastic piece right here, because we need to pick it up to remove those 3 screws, you will have 2 torque screws on this side here and here, which you have to remove. Other than that, it's basically same procedure or on both sides, just like I did here. So we got the wheel off, and before we got the wheel off I had to lose this center screw with a 27mm socket, and it took a lot of force, but yeah, we got it halfway loose. There we go, now we can see everything. So like I said, we have to remove this 18mm nut, and I removed the I think this is a sensor and this is a brake line. So what we gotta do is just, I think, press it and pull it out. What to do is to remove this wire, which, to be quite honest, I'm not sure how to. Yes, I think like this. Yes, this is the way. So removing them, this is the wire, security wire for the brakes. I'll try to turn the wheel all the way to one side in order to access this thing over here, and the same thing down here, which are the slide pins for the brakes. You just pop this thing open, and I'm going to be replacing these, but you can keep them as well. The new set wasn't that expensive, so I decided just to go for it and buy a new one. It's a 7mm socket, not the socket, but the thing like this, and it goes in here. It wasn't easy, so this is the first one to go out. And what we are going to do now is pause for a second with this one, get the other one in, try to loosen. No, it won't work, so it's going to work just like the other one did with the extension pipe. You put it in and turn, and it goes. Yeah, so before I loosen them completely, I'm going to prepare a bungee cord so I can support this onto the how do you say it, onto the springs. There it is. And this one does the job really good. You see, you just shove this thing all the way up because it's flexible and it will extend. Get that thing over there, and now we can work. You know, I'm not as young as I used to be, so I'm going to get myself a chair. This is the stuff. So now we can loosen those 2 all the way out. There it is, one of those. Okay, that's the second one. Not that bad, but new ones are coming in anyways. think we can remove. We should be able to remove this, right? Anyways, it's just a bit rusted. Yes. Ah. Vakna. Just like that. So we can here to also since it's paid for it. Out. Of course, it's due to be cleaned. Hanged right there like this, so it doesn't hang on these lines, on these brake lines. So now we can remove the screw and then remove this part of the brakes as well. I just removed this 18mm nut from this part. What I need to do is those two are holding this piece together to the knuckle. We are going to be removing them. It's a 21mm socket. So let's go. Stop recording. Stop recording. So next thing is to remove this T30. Ooh, this comes right off. T30. This is a Torx 30 screw, which actually just holds the rotor in place. And from my experience, these rotors are really heavy, so be careful when removing them. We are going to remove those 3 screws, T30 as well. Ouch, Torx 30. Holding the shield. Is it called a heat shield? However it's called, heat shield in place. One thing I forgot, to plug out the ABS sensor, which, as you can see, I'm just sticking in the flathead screwdriver and releasing the lock. Next thing, I have to remove the ABS sensor, which is a 5mm inner socket, and then just, I think, like, yeah, that goes like butter. There we have it. Screw came out. Hopefully sensor as well. Might as well clean that. Ouch. Sorry about that. Okay, so this one and this one. I just did. Took an 18mm and removed this nut down from this thing over here. This is a steering knuckle, I think. And what we are going to do is just screw it a couple steps back in, so we can take a hammer like this and set it free. Now remove the thing once again, and this flies out freely. Okay, not all the way. I'm hoping that they don't slip, because they can slip. We are almost. I love this thing. So the thing, as you can see, popped right out. The screw out, and as you can see, it is a badass motherfucking screw. I don't know if the other one is the same, or I'll have to reuse this one. So what we have now is, whoa, yeah, that's what we expected. You have to be careful and push it into the motor so it doesn't pull out from the other side and leak oil. What we're now doing is letting all those 3 screws loose without it's dropping straight down, which I think is going to happen. Whoa, that was a great catch. Okay, put this thing on the table. It's not the easiest one. There it is. Those two arrows are pointing left and right as you look at the wheel. Which one is it? I have 12. Yeah, it's 12. Right. This is 18mm, and remove this one, and those 4 screws are holding the wheel bearing in place. And yeah, this thing, same procedure. Put the nut back in a few screws, take the hammer and hammer it out. Simple as that, it goes out. Important thing to notice are the places where the screws were, because it will fuck up your alignment anyways, but at least you will be close enough, so to say. So now basically all I have to do is hammer this thing out, take it on the other side and do the same thing. There we have it, and it's out. This thing, cleaning up the inside. Whoa. You have to be really careful with it. I just really hope this video comes out good. This side is kind of okay. Not much going on there. So what we just did here is I just pressed the thing inside. We ended up having to do is taking 21mm, putting it there. Yeah, this is a 7mm, and like so. So this one is old one as well, and there we have it. Back to work, taking the new one in. So making sure we got the right direction. Okay, so this is the thing. You have to kind of hold the thing inside in the place. Take that 1A1 and just reverse the orders. Oh, there we have it. I put the new one back in and looks good. So I made sure that those arrows are parallel to the part down, made sure that this part sits in its slot, putting it in, trying to be a pain, or maybe not. Yeah, I think screws are going to pull it in its right position. And talking about screws, just flip it. Just like with the removal, 12mm spline socket or triple square or whatever you like to call it, just take all 4 screws in and screw them by hand until hand tight. So this is what we need, hand tighten and a star or cross pattern or whatever you like to call it, in order to get the wheel bearing to sit in its position nicely. That's right, yeah, this thing goes inside like this. Am I right? Huh? Okay. Again, something really ridiculous, I hope. Yeah, it's a 5mm. Is it? Yeah, it's a 5mm. Was it an 18mm? Yes, it was an 18mm, I think. Yes, an 18mm. So what we are going to do is take the 18mm. I'm not sure which direction of the other direction, I think. And slowly but surely get this thing That's right. We are going to return this back into the car just like we removed it, making sure these two arrows are pointing forward and backwards. By pushing it up where it's supposed to sit and then placing it on the jack. Oh no, we named the monkey Jack. So just like that, and hold it with one hand so I can start screwing the screws in. Those 3 screws up here, but not all the way, so we can still have some play while doing this thing. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Make sure to get the axle, back, whoa, into the knuckle, and it should slide really nicely in. It should, but it won't, of course it won't. I screwed those 3 screws back inside. They are screws for alignment, so we will have to do the alignment again. How it looks now. I put this thing back in, just like I mentioned earlier. This screw not all the way back, but I need to tighten it, I think. I'm putting the ABS sensor in and screwing it back inside. Other than that, this thing over here, just as I was screwing it back in, the bolt broke off, so I just need to replace the whole thing now. Yeah, making sure I tighten this screw back in, and ABS sensor. That's probably fine. For the ABS sensor, back with a shield, and then new brake caliper mounts. After we've done ABS sensor, we can also plug it in and make sure you hear the click. Oh no, we won't do this because braking lines has to come in first, but yeah, so taking the shield, make sure you orient it the right way, so it's like this, slide it here and align the holes. Make sure you got them right. What I wanted to do is actually make sure, I don't know how am I supposed to go get these things inside. Next thing, some copper grease on all of the points, and then just put it in. So what we are going to do now is use a brake cleaner, which is, you guessed it, used to clean the brakes, and just do stuff like this to it. But now they are definitely not going to slip. Next thing we need to do is install them. Make sure you align this hole with that little hole over here, and like that. It will come together. Make sure you have your screw prepared. This one properly in. Ouch. Now, next thing we need to do is install the bracket mounting. Make sure you don't touch the parts that you've already greased up, and just kind of, I'm doing just that. I'm touching the part and make sure the holes line up, and just start them with your fingers. So come on. We have the thing back in, and just screw it back hand tight, and then wrench 21mm. The thing was, take the clamps like this and push the cylinder back inside. So push the cylinders back in. The one with the pads goes into the cylinder, the other one slides just like this inside, and we should now have enough room, yes we do, to put the thing back inside to kind of lubricate those motherfuckers nicely, so they are they slide and glide much better. Torx T30, that's right, where is the ratchet? There it is. And just carefully slide them all the way inside, push until they are through, and we have to look for, oh sorry about, there it is. Just make sure you're, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, let me basically just screw the things back inside. Lubricate that one as well. Great. Make sure to wipe the fingers off of your shoes, your clothes, whatever you're having. Now the thing is to find another one. It'll probably be like searching for Nemo. Last but not least, take the caps and push them in nice and tightly. The lower one as well. And I think that should be it, right? It slides nicely. Only thing that's left is to put this thing back in, and that's it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe, hit like, or leave a comment what I could have done better other than take care about my camera angle, and I will try to make some more videos. Thanks for watching and see you. Bye.